I really wanted to like The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, but I can't. I won't. I tried. I'm sorry. Thank you so much for checking out the video. Before we get started, click on that red subscribe button and the notification bell. That way you know whenever I post a new piece of content. Okay, so this movie has like all the ingredients that should make it successful. And by all accounts, it was a successful movie. It got really good reviews from both audience and critics. It's got Nicolas Cage, who's awesome. It's got Pedro Pascal, who is a little weird, but can be awesome as well. It tells a story that is, a little bit unique and different in its overall structure. It seemed like it was set up for success. A lot of people like this movie. I really didn't. I found it to be boring, unengaging, not funny, and yeah, I'm really, really bummed because I really wanted to like this movie. I'm a huge fan of Nick Cage. I love Con Air. I love The Rock. I love Raising Arizona. I think he's one of those guys who's done a bunch of really interesting work. He seems like a very unique personality, and he's really kind of embraced in making this movie, embraced the greater like kind of weird subculture that surrounds him, particularly regarding like the memes on Reddit. There's entire Reddits dedicated to the guy, and he's embraced all of that in making this film. Nicolas Cage plays himself. He plays like down on his luck actor Nicolas Cage, who's trying to figure out what his next big break is so he can, pay off his debts and find himself in a better place financially. And it's got like, a fictionalized version of like wife that he's estranged from and going through divorce with, fictionalized daughter. And it it it's it's set as he takes like this $1 million job to go show up, like make a cameo appearance at this guy's birthday party. The guy may or may not be like a criminal, criminal mastermind slash drug lord in South America. And the problem with the story itself is that it's extremely boring and predictable. And none of that actual storyline where he like gets recruited by the CIA and you learn like what the bad guy's motivations are and what his relationship is with, the criminal underworld and all these things. And none of that matters. I didn't care. I didn't care at all. And the story itself was just, I was completely disengaged the entire time, which is a real bummer. It's got a couple of decent jokes regarding, Nicolas Cage continually taking projects that he probably shouldn't. And maybe he should, instead of having a huge quantity of movies, select projects that are of higher quality, which is kind of like a running joke around Nicolas Cage in the first place. So I wanted to like this movie. I was bored. I didn't care about Nick Cage, which is a bummer. I didn't care about Pedro Pascal's character, which is a bummer. And they're really the two stars of the show, and I couldn't be bothered to have any sort of engagement with the story. And that was disappointing for a movie that pegs itself as a comedy slash action film. It's not particularly good at either of those, at being either of those things. It's not a good action movie. It's not even all that funny of a comedy. And I was really disappointed. It's got references to all his movies scattered throughout, of course, but I just don't care. And that's really a disappointment. So thanks so much for checking out the video. If you liked it, found it helpful, consider subscribing. You can also like and share the video. That tells the powers that be that it's worth promoting. Hit me up in the comments. Am I completely way off base on this? I have a feeling a lot of people are really going to love this movie, and I just didn't. I wanted to get it, and I couldn't get it. So if I'm wrong, hit me up in the comments and let me know. I would love to engage with you and know what you think. And I'll see you next Wednesday at 9 a.m.